Hello fellow academics and welcome back to season 2 of Going Medieval. We are in Colchester and our lovely Lovetta is working hard chopping down trees so we can build up our defenses. The merchant has just left. We have had a good start initially and now we need to make sure that, we survive the winter. We're overall okay, I want to say, in terms of food and everything. We have a little bit of additional storage in here. One bed. That reminds me, we do need to increase our number of beds in here. Place a second bed down already. So she can build it whenever she finds the time. Like I said, in the meantime, she is chopping away on all the trees. And when she is done with that, we need to wrap up our defenses. So, yeah, what else do we need to do? We had built our little religious area right here. We have a backgammon table inside here. So overall, it's a cozy little hut. I don't know if I would want to sleep with raw meat on the floor next to me or like the deer bodies right next to me either. But overall, I think, this works out just fine. Right, the cooking the meals helped, right? Eating at a table definitely helped. She is still uncomfortable and feeling lonely. So nothing we can do about that right now. Also don't quite know why she is lonely, because she has her faithful companion, Braxton. So, she should just be happy. Having said that, it is hard when you're just by yourself, isn't it? Alright, anyways. There's still some more hay in the corner right here, which reminds me we've never set fodder to be stored in our storage area right there, so I'm going to set this up. And Braxton should be able to start collecting all of the hay that is scattered around here before it decays. And there he goes, she goes? I think he goes. It is a male, so yep, there he goes. Alright, and Lovetta is building nothing. She went straight to bed. Started putting some material down, but then just called it a day. Fair enough. Right. Which reminds me, and I'm going to do this on stream now because I always forget. Options, game, autosave, not every day. Let's do it every 3 days. I think that's a good amount of autosave. Okay, here we go. She is sleeping. Braxton now decides to sleep in this pile of hay. Probably a bit more comfy than in here, although in the snow, looks a little bit cold. Anyways. We are making progress overall, I want to say. Not sure if it's true, but, let's just assume we're making progress. Alright. We are now on day 6 already, meaning our second settler should be showing up any minute now. Making sure that ending patients is the highest priority. Just so when the new one comes and he is probably injured or she is probably injured, we're going to take care of them. Alright. So, done praying. Keep building the walls. Very important. So keep at it, girl. And there's just a lot to build right now. Why would you walk all around just to build it? Some of it I don't understand. And I had completely forgotten that all the merlons on top actually need wood instead of sticks. We do have a little stick floor back here. I don't know if we necessarily need it in order to make that connection and allow us to build the merlons, but we're just gonna leave it as is, right? Okay. So right now we're kind of just watching them, or I guess. But I think it would also be very nice if we expanded our wicker floor over here and put in more of our merlons in that corner. Just around here. fully wrap up our defenses. Alright, need to make sure it's rotated the right way. Our corner pieces are in the right way. Corner piece here too. That was already facing the right way. And I think once all of this is in, it will actually look quite nice. Not entirely sure about this part. Obviously, it doesn't really make sense to have them stick out. So for now, I'm just going to delete those two. Yeah, and we'll just, you know, for now, leave it as it is. I don't know what we would put over there instead. Maybe nothing. Anyways, where is Lovetta? Lovetta is getting more material. All of the wood that's scattered around. There's actually quite a bit of wood scattered around. But we will also just need a ton of wood. Well, she is still seemingly happy-ish. I guess the plus 25 initial optimism helps us a ton. Right. And our little settlement is starting to come together. Once our newest settler is in, we need to consider creating a little library section. And maybe we're just placing it in this corner right here because we don't have a lot of space over the other direction. Let's make that little library section a little bit bigger. Put one door in the middle and then put our wooden floor actually over the top. So this will ultimately create an additional room for us where we can place our research building, which we should probably set up right away. Basic research table. Just in the corner right here. Does remind me we kind of need at least some windows. So I guess one on either side. Actually, let's not do that. But place them one apart. Just so we can actually, if we want to, subdivide this room at least once more. Alright. And this has actually destroyed our rooftop right there. Place it back in. In the long run, we just need one of those, what are they called? Research. We can't actually look at it yet. Wow, I'm really blanking right now. Anyways, we're gonna put a little bit more of building stuff in there to make it look a little bit nicer and be more functional in terms of stability. Right. Where's she going now? She's eating at the table, making her happy. Good. She is still pretty upset overall. Excellent. But our defenses are coming together, which I'm quite excited about, because that means we should be able to fend off the first intruders. I'm glad she has a decent construction skill. Let's have a quick look. Construction 21. She already bumped her botany skill up from 5 to 10, which is pretty awesome. So, yeah. I think we'll be able to work with her, you know, and make things possible. Actually, just allow her to take these. Not that that's a ton of sticks, but maybe it will ultimately help her do what she needs to do. Alright. Where did she go? She getting more resources. I guess she's still picking up all the wood from wherever it's laying around. Also because we only have so much wood in our storage area. Because Braxton is slacking off a little bit, I have to say. Okay, and very soon we will actually be out of wood and need to start chopping down more trees. I don't know if we're gonna make it, like building all of this all the way. Anyway, job construction more so than urgent hauling girl. we need you to work harder on building up our defenses. Alright, most of our doors are in. I guess that did actually help us. Getting our wood kind of in that space. Because now she doesn't have to walk so far to get the next material. And we also have a second pile here right now. Great. So hopefully all of this will just be a little bit faster. She is building these. I guess why not? I'd rather have her build the walls. But there's still no way to prioritize what they should be focusing on. Seriously? With this door you fail? It's alright. Alright. Okay. And yeah, still doing okay in terms of wood. Again, not entirely sure what the logic behind the order is that she's building, but you know, as long as it works out for her, it works out for me. Right. Half of our fort is done. Maybe actually 60%. And that's kind of what I was afraid of. Alright. So someone is running away from the enemies. Ooh, botany of 14. Very nice. Melee of 17. Also quite good. Perks are still incoming. 3 marauders. What's her construction skill? 6. Not that it really matters. We will help her. Of course we will. We have a day and 10 hours left. I think we have... Oh, we have not yet built the second bed. So let's have her build her own bed. And then hopefully she just... Yep, she now took some cooked food instead of initially... For whatever reason, they always go for the raw food when they come in. But, yeah. We need to tend her wounds. They're sleeping a little bit funny on them. And look at that. Like, she just drank the last beer, didn't she? And she's drunk. Yeah, I think so. Alright. But yeah, anyways, they're sleeping a little bit weird on these beds. I would kind of get if somebody was to sleep across those two. Kind of a not so nice move, let's put it like that. But this doesn't really make sense. Anyways, so they're both sleeping. The next day will come, and again, 3 marauders. One of them will at least one of them will be a bowman. So we do need to keep that in mind, and she really needs to equip the spear. Once it gets closer to 5 AM, that's exactly what she's gonna do. And then we can hopefully get to work. At least she seems to be healing up really fast. So that's kind of nice. Right. After I set her to do that, 5 AM, here we go. Have her look. She's a restitutionist, and we do have a restitutionist shrine, which means she will be able to actually sort out her religious needs right away. Lovetta is eating now, and she's not alone. She's not lonely anymore. Okay, go pray. I guess that's fine. We still have a full day, which is good. And Clarea, I guess, Clarea Eaton is immediately helping with the building of everything, which I very much appreciate. This might mean that, well, maybe at least, we'll be able to get our defenses up in time before our enemies arrive. Now, in terms of jobs, I'm gonna set Lovetta to start cutting down the plants as the highest priority. Because now we have officially run out of wood. So we definitely need some more. What are you doing? Really? Now you're going to enjoy entertainment? We're busy. Alright. Do your thing, and now start chopping things down. I guess she did have a pretty decent botany skill. Maybe it's going to be okay. I'm going to have Lovetta chop down quite a bit of wood for now. Very soon we need to really build our own little forestry area because we will run out of wood really fast. Oh good. The stairs came in, which means once they finish this side, which is kind of important, we can actually get up and then defend our settlement. Settlement might be a bit much, but you know, close enough. Alright, let's see, how much wood do we have? 150. Kind of need a bit more. The Merlins will take up quite a bit of the wood. What are you doing? Eating? Yeah. We do also need to set this now to 6 food instead of 3. But she's still busy chopping things down. 14 hours. They should at least send in someone to negotiate, which means we get a little bit of time before they attack. And this will be our saving grace. Right, she is grabbing the wood and I'm hoping... Nope. Like, I was thinking, I'm hoping she's gonna put all of these in, but she did not. Now she's going back to praying. You do understand there are people chasing you, right? Where did all the bones come from? What happened over here? I wonder if more animals died and we can kind of harvest them, so to speak. Dirt. Don't see any other animals that are dead, so we'll just, you know, keep it as is. So Lovetta is done praying. She's now cooking. I guess we do need her to cook, and now she stopped mid-action and just went to... Great. Auto-saving. What was that little animal that ran by as I was taking a step? You're a tiny wolf. Bullcats are alive. Oh, there's a pheasant over here. And the polecat ate the pheasant. Right, how much for me harvesting that? Well, I need to get rid of the polecats at some point soon. I really need them to finish this wall. I hope I don't need to micromanage it. Because, yeah, micromanaging in this game is still horrible. You need to select them, can only say build one. They take just enough material for one, then they run back. And it's like, it's a whole different story. I wonder if we... You know what? I like that. Let's try something different. Let's have them put these down. Ooh. Okay. That seems like a lot of trouble. What if we... Nope. Nope. No. Too much trouble. I think this looks just fine. You're still cooking? I guess they ate some of the food. Now we should have enough. And she should be able to help build the rest. Of course, they're focusing on this. Have a negotiator. Rosamond. Do we have... I guess technically, if they build this, we have a room as a prisoner cell. It makes me think... Prisoner stash. And then I think we also need a bed to make it a prison cell. So let's focus on that as well. Could someone please build these walls? We still have a day, I know, but... Now you're building these. Don't quite understand what the rationale behind the order is. Alright, micromanaging it is. Maybe we only need to set one. They can do the rest after. Nope, of course not. Alright, micromanaging it. Maybe if she finishes all of this. Let's see if she's doing it now. Yes. It's looking good. And all of the material is in. As long as she hammers them into existence. Here we go. We have a fully surrounded fort. Which means now they can kind of build all of the rest. Lovetta is building over here. Guess that is fair. Alright, I think overall we're doing okay. So, we're now on day 9. And we almost have a prison cell. That's kind of cool, to be honest. And this is also where the separation will come in, because we can just put this through there. And then we have a proper prison cell. That's actually, is that true? What makes a prison cell a prison cell? Branch. Chamber, shared. Room, prison cell. Must have prison cell. Oh, I still need the prison cell marker. Guess that makes sense. So that would be under mess, I guess. Prison cell marker. Now they're just gonna go to bed soon. Still 12 hours before they... we do have a prison cell in place. Now that is kind of nice. I do think our dog, Brixon, should actually prioritize putting the food into the prisoner's stash rather than having it lay on the ground here. Lovetta is eating. Wow, she was a bit unhappy. Right, but I think we're doing okay. Merlins are still not in good shape, but again, they kind of do what they need to do. There's a lot of trees, I think, crashing in the background. Do you guys hear that? Anyways, right, I think before the next day comes and we're in the middle of another fight. I hope this doesn't continue like the last season where we're just in one fight after another. I'm gonna end the episode here. And thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like season 2. This was a little bit of a shorter episode, I think. But anyways, I still hope you enjoy it. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. And otherwise, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.